Super fragrant, a little spicy, and very, very easy to make. This stir fry is one of those game changers. This is my weeknight spicy Thai basil stir fry. So one of the questions you guys ask me a lot, and I mean a lot, is how do you make a better stir fry at home? And I have one very, very simple answer: less is more. That's it, that's all it is, my friends. Let's get into it with this one and I'll show you what I mean, because I think with stir fries, we tend to abuse them a little bit. We kind of chuck in a whole bunch of stuff, whole bunch of sauces, whole bunch of vegetables, whole bunch of things that you just don't need. All right, let's get on to a very, very simple starting point for a stir fry, and that is some garlic and chili. So a bit of garlic here. Okay, so I want about 4 or 5 cloves here. I like a garlicky stir fry. And then just go into my mortar, yes, skins and all, because it's so much easier to take the skins off by just giving them a little tap and then just peeling the skins off. Okay, so let's talk about chilies now. Now, you could totally just leave the chilies out, add a little bit of capsicum, or just go for a really mild chili. I like to do a 2 chili combo. So I go with these like smaller ones, and these are actually these are really large bird's eye chilies, but here in Australia they seem to be a lot larger than in Thailand. These ones are spicy, so I'm gonna go about 3 of those. And then these larger ones, literally they're just like capsicums. I mean, they're so mild, but I still want them because I want some color. I want some color, but not all, you know, chili heat. So that's why I'm using both. Okay, the small ones go straight into my mortar and pestle, or just mortar. Actually, I always just say into the mortar and pestle, but the big part is the mortar, the pestle is the other part. Anyway, and then with these big ones, I'm just gonna chop them really roughly. And now, you know, paste probably isn't even the right word here. What I kind of want is just like the chili to break down a little bit, the garlic to break down, and that's pretty much what you're looking for. Just like that. All right, so let's talk about the meat and vegetables for the stir fry. So this is where we're going with the less is more kind of vibe here. Now, all you need for a really good stir fry, pick one vegetable. I'm going with zucchini today. And you just kind of want some nice little chunks here. Now you'll notice that I'm kind of cutting these in kind of odd shapes. I really like it, not just because aesthetically I like it, but also you'll see, like, you know, by chopping it this way in an odd, uneven kind of fashion, you have way more sides of the zucchini there that can come into contact with the pan, that can get some searing, that can soak in some sauce. So, you know, there's method to the madness, everyone. And because there are a few ingredients here, the devil really is in the detail. Okay, so let's talk about protein. Now, I'm just going with a pork and beef mixture here, just because that's what I had in my fridge, but you could do just pork, just beef, just chicken, just turkey, or you could just add way more zucchini and just keep it all meat-free. So there's your options there. Now, let's get onto the stir-fry sauce, because this one, again, less is more. So what I need to start with is some oyster sauce. Now, this is a Thai-style kind of stir-fry, so I'm using some fish sauce here. You could easily just use soy sauce if you wanted to. And then always for me, you know, I find with the stir fry sauce, you just want a little bit of a sweet balance to the salty element. So I like to add a little dash of sugar, a little bit of honey would be great here as well. And that's it. Like, you don't need a million sauces to make a good stir fry sauce. Just give it a mix. All right, so now we are ready to get sizzling. Very simple. Just some oil, and when the oil's hot, I want to add in my chili and garlic. Oh, and that smell already, like the chili and garlic, oh, so good. Simple ingredients, and yet the flavor and the fragrance and the everything, epic. Okay, so now I want to go in with our meat. Right, so you're gonna stir fry that until the meat is just cooked. And do you know the other thing that I love about using mincemeat during the week is that no slicing. You don't have to slice up the meat, you just dump it straight in the pan. just little things like that can really help out when you're in a rush, particularly when you've got like a 2.5-year-old running around wanting your attention. All right, so now we want to add in our zucchini and just toss that around. And I want to keep the zucchini, I want to keep its kind of shape and integrity, so I don't want it to cook down too much. So I'm going to go straight in with my sauce. Toss that around. And then here's what kind of gives this another very Thai accent, and that is basil. And now look, for me, basil in a Thai stir fry, it's almost like another vegetable, and it's a great way to use up basil that might not be at its best in your fridge, because it's going to wilt down in a stir fry anyway. So I've got a mixture of Thai and Italian basil here, and that's going to go straight in. Wow, and already like that basil, beautiful basil smell, and that's just going to permeate the whole stir fry, and it's really kind of what makes it very special. A little more special than usual. Now I'm just using some brown rice today. Any kind of rice or noodles is good for this one. Pile up a nice mound here, and wow, it is smelling so good. And there you go, guys. An amazing stir fry really does not have to be very complicated. In fact, the less complicated, the better, I think. So let's get into this, because it is smelling so beautiful. That basil is like game changing, guys. Try it. All right, let's have a look. For so few ingredients, I mean, the sauce flavor is intense. The basil is intense. The garlic, The chili, you don't have to make it as intense as me, but I like it spicy, you guys know that by now. And then the whole thing just works together so well. And it tastes like, it literally tastes like a really good quality restaurant stir fry. But you did it yourself at home. So there you go. Hope you guys love this one as much as I do. So good.